what does that look like? Meaning that they believe they can do big things. What does that look like in the first month that they get enrolled in? Like, what are some of those walls that have to come down and, characters that are being built up?
The funny thing is, I heard it, and I would hear it, and then about the seventh time it sunk in. The thing I hear the most is, you take me outside of my comfort zone. And probably the moment of really the light bulb went off in my head, I took one of our students to meet a donor. And we were sitting in the restaurant, the elevator opened, Rob steps out, comes over to the table. We had a great talk, and I really like our students to be the voice of Europe, not Steve Evans. And so we're there for an hour. Rob was asking all kinds of questions, and we were done, and Rob left. And so I turned to the student, I said, how was that? You did fantastic. And she said, I was scared to death. And I'm like, why? And she goes, did you see that guy when he stepped out of the elevator? And he looks exactly like me. This is a guy who's a white guy in his 50s. But it dawned on me, she probably has not ever had a lot of opportunities to even talk to a white guy in his 50s. So we make them stand up in front of the class. They have to give presentations. They have to say what their why is. They have an elevator pitch competition.
Wow.
We're taking some students out to a local company to meet all the CEOs shortly, sit down with the C team, and hear from the C team directly. This is what we're looking for. This is what makes an employee outstanding. So, all these experiences, by the time they get done with their internship, they're used to being outside of their norm.
So would you say that the stories or the narrative, because I've heard the narrative conversation come up a lot from the alumni, is like they use good language, these stories of believing things that may not be there, like the person that fears a guy coming out of an elevator that they don't yet know.
Right.
That is a big roadblock that Europe's been able to tackle.
It's a huge roadblock. And I think a lot of young people just don't have opportunity. I mean, and one of the things Europe does, and I think they are really one of the best at it, is to go through this program, the guardrails here, the guardrails here. You can't drive your car off the road. You can quit. You can say, I don't want to do this. But you can't get lost in the process. I mean, even study hall is mandatory. And they're in college, so every moment of the day, 8 to 5, Monday through Thursday, 8 to noon on Friday, every moment of the day of what you need to be doing, what you need to be learning, who you need to be talking to is written down.
Wow.
So, I mean, their runway is flat and as straightforward as you can possibly get. We'll give them the business clothes. Everything
give them business clothes.
We give them, we outfit them. They have to go to college looking like they're going to an office. They have to wear a tie.
To build that conditioning of that habit.
Exactly. So, I say you don't have to do everything right. You have to do the right things. And it's just teaching them the right things. Because one of my favorite students always said, when you fall, and you will fall, and I'm going to fall again, always fall on your back. Because if you look up, you get up.
Wow. Well, a student said that.
A student said that, yeah. And so what I love is, you think in this, I don't really look at us as a social service.
Yeah, no.
Because that is here's the case manager knows all this stuff and trying to help this person here. I love it, some of the students you were talking with today one comes back and goes, I'm an IT project manager, and she starts talking. I'm like, psh, that's way over my head. I mean, it's like watching the world move on for me. And watching the mentees become driving that.
They become the mentors in certain
they
scenarios.
know things I can't even do no matter how much you paid me.